Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk about all the books that I read in October. October was a pretty good month for me and I didn't read anything on my e-reader, which makes this a lot easier for me because I have them all conveniently here in the stack next to me, which needs to be turned over. So I started off the month by reading Half a Soul by Olivia Atwater. This was a fantastic book. I loved everything about it. The characters were great. The romance was great. I loved the Fae-infused Regency theme. I rated this 5 out of 5. I highly recommend it. There is 2 other books in this series that Orbit has published. And I did get this while I was working from Orbit. So thank you, Orbit, for this delightful book. Also from Orbit, I received The Undertaking of Hart and Mercy by Megan Banner, and this might be my favorite book that I've read this year. It is so wonderful. I loved both of the main characters. The tension in it was great. The story was wonderful. I loved the zombie apocalypse vibes and the fact that the main character was a woman undertaker. The religion in this was also very interesting, and I wish that it delved a little bit more into that, but again, 5 out of 5. I love this book with my whole soul. I think that was it for the arcs that I got. That one was also from Orbit. So most of the rest of the books I actually spent my own money on. Starting with From Bad to Curse, I had this book pre-ordered. I really loved Lana Harper's first book in this series, Payback's a Witch. So I was very excited to read this one, and I did really enjoy it. I think I rated it 4 out of 5. The necromancy in this was just perfect. It definitely is one of the things that I really enjoy, and the town that this is set in is wonderful. So if you're looking for some witchy reads, I definitely recommend this series in particular. Then I read one of my most anticipated releases of the year, The Golden Enclaves by Naomi Novik. I had also pre-ordered this one and was so excited when it came in the mail. It was so wonderful. The last book in this series ended off in a super huge cliffhanger, and this one I think really wrapped it up well. It is the conclusion for this series, and I am very happy with the way that it ended. There were some great twists and turns, and if you haven't read this series yet, you need to. You will thank me later. Then I read The X-Hex by Erin Sterling, The Kiss Curse by Erin Sterling. The X-Hex is the first book in this series. I really like this one as well. It has very similar vibes to the Lana Harper books. Only this one is set in a college town that has a magical college in it, and it revolves around 2 families, whereas From Bad to Curse has like a handful of families that are all interacting together. I really enjoyed the romance in this one, though I was really hoping that it was going to be a little bit more gay because the main character in the last book was dating a woman. But she does end up dating a man, which is fine. Like, it's fine. I was just a little disappointed. But overall, this book was really great. I really liked the tension between the 2 main characters. Wonderful. I rated this also 4 out of 5. Then I think I read Read and Buried by Eva Gates. This is, I think, the 6th book in the Lighthouse Library Mystery series. I love throwing in a cozy mystery to just, like, lighten the mood a little bit, and this is great. This is one of my favorite cozy mystery series. And this one was just a lot of fun. I rated it 3 out of 5 because that's pretty much what I rate all cozy mysteries, and I highly recommend picking up this series if you're looking for something light and fun. Yeah. I read a couple of manga. I read volume 8 of The Witch Hat Atelier. I have volume 9 downstairs, and I'm so excited to read it because this one ended up in such a cliffhanger. But I've been waiting because volume 10 is supposed to release soon. This story was really sweet. It talks about accessibility and things like that in a very cool and interesting way. And yeah, this is one of my favorite manga series, so if you're looking for a manga, I would highly recommend this. It is cute and wonderful and makes my soul so happy. I also read Spy Family Volume 8. This was the latest one. I had pre-ordered this before it came out. And it has also ended off on a huge cliffhanger, so I cannot wait for Volume 9. But I love this so much. My favorite part of this is probably when Anya really wanted to buy her little skeleton. Very relatable. But yes, this is a great series. I also rated this 5 out of 5 because I am just so in love with these characters. The reason I read 2 manga was because I was trying to finish The Path of Daggers by Robert Jordan. Like the last book that I read in this series, I found that this one was really heavy on setting up the end of the world, which doesn't necessarily make it the most interesting book to like be reading all the time. But I did still enjoy it. I rated it a 3 out of 5. It has potential to make the story very interesting in the near future. I'm going to continue on this series. This was book 8, so halfway through. Then I read another one of my favorite books of the year, The Very Secret Society of Irregular Witches by Sangu Mandanna. This book is like a warm hug for the soul. It is just so sweet and wonderful. It's about found family, and the magic in it is really cool, and it's just so incredibly sweet, and the little bit of romance in here is just perfect. I don't have enough nice things to say about this wonderful novel. 5 out of 5 will always have a place in my heart. Then we come to a couple of arcs that I was given by a friend who got it from HarperCollins because they thought I would enjoy these books. And for the most part, they were right. This one is Small Town, A Big Magic by Hazel Beck, and this one I absolutely loved. I really connected with Emerson on a deep and personal level. I didn't like the romance in this one as much as some of the other ones, but it was still good. Still liked it a lot. I rated this a 4 out of 5, and I will be continuing on in this series when the next book comes out. And the final book that I read in the last month was Angelika Frankenstein Makes Her Mess by Sally Thorne. This was the first Sally Thorne that I have read. I didn't really jive with this one. I had a couple of problems with it, but it was a very interesting take on Frankenstein. I just don't think it was for me. I rated it a 3 out of 5. I don't really like talking about why I didn't like books. The one thing I will say is that there was a priest selling bodies in this, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it. There was not enough people being held accountable for their actions in this. I think that was what my problem was. No accountability whatsoever. But yes, this is everything that I read in October. It was a good month. Was it because I am both unemployed and went camping? Perhaps. Perhaps that is the reason why we had such a good reading month, but we're hoping that November is going to be the same. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you've read any of these books and what you think, or if there's any of these books that you do decide that you want to read. I would love to hear if I have inspired you to read one of these, but if not, I'll see you soon in my next video. Thanks for watching.